Solving linear programming problems by using a simplex method. Basically, I am considering a simplex method problems here for two variables. So, given LPP in two variables. Okay. So, we will discuss three variables in next video. So, let us consider a problem. What is the problem here? Solve the given LPP by a simplex method. So, maximization problem I am considering. There are two types of problems we have here. One is called maximization, one is called minimization. So, I am considering a maximization problem. So maximize z equal to 12x1 plus 16x2. You know that. What is this z equal to? Z 12x1 plus 16x2 is called objective functions. And subject to constraints 10x1 plus 8x2 less than or equal to 120. 8x1 plus 8x2 less than or equal to 80. Non-negative conditions are given as x1, x2 is greater than or equal to 0. But how to convert into simplex model? That's very important for us. This is given LPP problem. I need to convert it into simplex problem. Simplex model. So how to convert it? So your solution begins like this. Let us consider the objective function maximum z equal to 12x1 plus 16x2 as it is. I written it. So now I change the subject to constraints. Look at my subject to constraints is called inequalities. My main intention is to change inequalities to the equalities. That is, I have to convert it to equation. So how to convert it to equation? Look at the first condition. What I have here, 10x1 plus 8x2. This is called less than or equal to. I told you that beginning the lectures, that is, whenever we have the inequation contains less than or equal to, I must go with a slack variable. I need to add left hand side a slack variable. So I am adding a slack variable, this one, so that I convert it to equation. Get it? So now I combine the second constraint, that becomes 8x1 plus 8x2. Since I have again less than or equal to say 80, so this again I am converting into equation by using the slack variable. I introduced here s2 equal to 80. So now what are the system of variables I have here? x1, x2, s1, s2 I have. So all these things should be non-negative conditions only. x1, s2, x1, x2 greater than or equal to 0. This is what I am supposed to be considering. And now whatever the variables are introduced to the constraint, same variables I should introduce with the objective function also. How to introduce to the objective function? When I introduce to the objective function, 0s1 plus 0s2. Is it clear? That means whenever I add an variable, I should not change, we should not get a change in the originality of the equation. Get it? That's my intention. So that's why 0s1 plus 0s2 doesn't make any changes in the objective function. So this is your complete first step. What you need to do? First you need to consider that a maximization is objective function, convert your subject constraints to the equations, inequalities to the equations, and we need to model initial simplex table. First now let us consider initial simplex table. We have to come first. We have to make an initial simplex table. How to make initial simplex table? That is using my variables and coefficients of the objective function and the constraints. I need to make a simplex initial table first now. So I convert this CBI, that means coefficient of basic variables. CJ, that means coefficient of objective functions. BV, that is called basic variables. I will start on the table. So this is the case I have here. So now let me consider basic variables whatever I have here. Here my basic variables in the system. Look at it. What are the basic variables I have here? So completely s1, s2 and x1, x2. These are s1, s2 are newly introduced variables. So x1, x2 are already we have here. So let us consider coefficients of basic variable. That is called x1 is my variable, x2 is my second variable, s1 which I introduced here, s2 is which I introduced again. So this forms a case. So next we have a solution. Solution is that after equality we have a solutions here. 120, 80 is my solutions, and we need to find ratio. So these are the elements in the table. So now Let us consider what is the objective function's coefficients from the objective function. x1 coefficient is 12, x2 coefficient is 16, s1 coefficient is 0, s2 coefficient is 0. So these are the things what we have here. Now what is the basic variable? Basic variables which I introduced newly, which coefficients are 0. So I should consider as a basic variable. This I consider as s1 and s2 as a basic variables for me. Now coefficient of basic variables 0, 0 what I have here. Is it clear? So this is case comes and I can make a columns which we require. Okay. Now S1, that means S1 introduced to the first constraint. So now I consider the first constraint. I will start getting the coefficients for the first constraint. X1 coefficient in first constraint, so that is called 10. X2 constraint, X2 coefficient of X2 8. S1 coefficient is 1. Look at it, S2 is not available in this first constraint. Therefore, we don't need to mention anything. I mention it as a 0, which is not existing anything. So what about my solution? 120. This will be the 120. So now this one. Consider the second constraint. 8x1 plus 8x2 plus s2 equal to 0 I consider. x1 variable we know that 8. x2 variable is 8. 8. S1 is not present in this, so we consider it as 0. So next I consider a solution. S2 is available here. 1 of course. And I consider it as a 80 as a solution. So this is my initial simplex table. Now I need to find the ZZ. So when I go for the ZZ, we have a ZZ formula basically with us. ZZ equal to summation I equal to 1 to 2 CBI into AIJ. Yeah, this is your ZZ formula. What is ZZ? CBI means coefficient of basic variable into AIJ, the element of first variable, first row and first column. I consider for x1. So this is my A1, this is my A2. Get that? This is called CB1 into A1 plus summation is we need to add it CB1 into A1 plus CB2 into A2 will give you the ZZ value. You get that? That means I need to multiply and add it, that's it. It is clear? So how to find the ZZ now? Let me consider ZZ. 0 into 10 plus 0 into 8. It becomes 0. Is it clear? So now this is 0. Again I go for x2. 0 into 8 plus 0 into 8. Again it's a 0. 0 into 1 plus 0 into 0. Again it's a 0. 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1. Again it's a 0. So again solution also will be 0. 0 into 120 0 plus 0 into 80 is 0. Yeah. So we got ZZ as a 0 0 0 0. Now I need to go for the CJ minus ZZ. CJ minus ZZ. This is your ultimate optimization goal. If I satisfy the CJ minus ZZ, look at here. If my CJ minus ZZ is less than or equal to 0, if all the values of CJ minus ZZ is less than or equal to 0, then it is considered as an optimal solutions for a maximization problem. You get that? So that's important for me. So I write here for maximization problem, CJ minus ZZ must be less than or equal to 0. Minimization problem, CJ minus ZZ greater than or equal to 0 should be. So since it's a maximization problem, all my CJ minus ZZ values must be less than or equal to 0. If I obtain that, I can stop the problem. I can say that we reach the optimization. Or else we need to go for proceed. Second iteration, third iteration like that. So now CJ minus ZZ. 12 minus 0, that becomes 12. 16 minus 0, that becomes 16. 0 minus 0 becomes 0. 0 minus 0 becomes 0. Look at it. All the values are positive and zeros. Look at it. My condition must be less than or equal to 0. Either should be the element is 0 or it should be less than 0. Okay, two values I got 0 and 0. But look at these two values. we have positive values, plus 12 and plus 16 I have here. So I must consider the largest positive value in the Cj minus Zj that should be introduced to the system newly. So that becomes, I give an arrow mark here. That means I need to consider this 16. If I consider the 16, this entire column that is called x2, 8, 8, this column it becomes my, ultimately it becomes a key column. You get that? So this column, when I introduce the new column, the new variable x2, look at it, my variable is x2. Its arrow mark is showing 16 is the consideration for my problem, and x2 my variable, and this column is considered as a key column. Okay. Now using this key column, I need to find the ratio. How to find the ratio means using the key column. That means I should divide the solution by the key column values. That becomes 120 divided by 8. 80 divided by 8. Yeah. So 120 divided by 8 I need to find it, and similarly I need to go for 80. Let's find a ratio by using the key column. Okay, I already mentioned, look at it. Solution divided by key column value will give a ratio. That is 120 divided by 80 is gives 15. 80 divided by 8 is gives 10. Now I must consider the least ratio from the system. So what is the least ratio I have here? This is 10. Look at it, my 10 is the least ratio. So that means, look at it, what I need to do here, largest Cj z minus Zj I should get inside the system. That is, I must consider the inside. So least ratio I should remove. So look at arrow mark again, out. This is called out. This is in. Is it clear? So that is out. That means this complete row is going out. Okay, and also we should mention that where we have least ratio, that row becomes my key row. You get it? So largest Cj minus Zj value becomes a key column. A smallest ratio becomes key row. So I mark it as a key row. Look, this is called key row, and this column is called key column. Get that? The intersection of key row and key column, this 8, what we have, look at the intersection of key column and this key row, 8 is called a key value. You get it? Therefore, I got here key value. My key value is 8. Is it clear? So that's what I need to understand first. So what I have added for things I have found here, this is called a key row, this is called a key value, key value column, and this is called a key value I have here. Now what I need to do means, once you found the key row, so next, okay, done, once you found the key value, key row, key column, now look at it, we have checked that Cj minus Zj, nothing worked out for us, no optimization found. Now this is simply initial table over. Now I need to go for iteration 1. What is the how to get for that? Look at it, iteration 1, table, iteration I1. I mentioned as I1 is called iteration 1. How to go for iteration 1? When I go for iteration 1, same table I will be retaining back. And just I will change the few things here, everything will be same. So look at it, key row, we know that key row. So key column, we know that. Now again I will get back the same table again one more time. CBI, Cj. So I have to form a table, basic variables. So my x1, x2, s1, s2 is my basic variables. So it was this is considered as a solution. Again it considered as a ratio. Yeah. So these are the things what we have here. So now, what is the coefficient? Again same values will be retained. 12, 16, 0, 0 will be retained here. Because no changes in objective coefficients, right? No changes in objective coefficients. Now I will come back to the basic variables. Okay, now look at it. What is the first constraint what I have here? As before that, what I need to check is how to retain that system inside. Get it? First, I mentioned something in and out. Look at this is out, right? That means the ratio, smallest ratio is going out, means the corresponding variable will go out. That means S2 will go out. In place of S2, which one will get inside? The largest Cj minus Zj value variable will get inside. Then x2 will be replaced by S2. So that becomes here x2. So S1 as it is, written as it is same. Now my intention is, I introduce the S to the system, write the coefficient of S2, that becomes 16. Get that? So now, so S1 coefficient as it is 0. No changes in it. Now again, what I need to do? I can't take the same values 10, 8, 1, 120 or 8, 8, 1, 0, 1, 80 back. So I need to go for some operation. Now selected key value. First I will go for operation for key row. So select the key value and divide entire key row values. Get that? Select the key value and divide entire key row values. So what will be there? 8. 8 divided by 8, 1. 8 divided by 8, 1. So next, 0. What I have here? 0. Key row value is 0. 0 divided by 8, 0. And again 1 divided by 8, 1 divided by 8. So this is your complete key. Row got changed. Row got changed. Now I need to find the key using this key value. What is that? A. My concentration should be on my old initial table only, not on the new table giving now. So using the key value, I need to change the S1. That means first constraint coefficients here. So how to change that? I need to use the particular formula. So what we need to do here? We have here how to find a new value. Okay, let me Zj. First let me complete this table. Cj minus Zj. So this is my complete requirement for my particular first iteration. Is it clear? So now I need to go for finding a new value. This is my old value. So look at 10, 8, 1, 8, 0 and 120 is my old value. I need to go for finding a new value. To find a new value, I have a particular formula. What is the particular formula I have? New value, NV, I write NV equal to old value, OV minus, open the bracket, key corresponding column value. Key corresponding column value into key corresponding row value divided by key value. Look at that completely once again. The formula what I have here. Look at the formula. Old value minus key corresponding column value into key corresponding row value divided by. Now let us find the new values for this particular 10, 8, 1, 0 and 120. Okay, how we are going to find? I already explained you the formula. New value equal to old value minus key corresponding column value into key corresponding row value divided by key value. So now utilize it. So I will start. My new value for particular 10. 10 implies. That means I am considering this 10 old value. So new value NV equal to old value. Old value is what? 10 minus key corresponding column value. Now look at it. This is my key. Corresponding column value for 10 is 8 into key corresponding row value is 8 divided by key value. What is the key value? 8. So this becomes 10 minus 8 to 8 can cancel. So 8 equal to 2. So my new value is 2. You get that? Now this new value I should replace in the particular iteration 1. Now look at it. Let me find all the new values first. And next value, my old value is 8. So new value equal to old value 8 minus for this particular 8. Okay, I am finding for this particular 8. Key corresponding column value is 8 itself into key corresponding row value also 8. There is a particular, see again key corresponding row value also 8 only for this. So 8 divided by 8. This becomes 8 minus 8 equal to 0. One day it cancels. So particular 1. Now I will go for the 1. When I go for this one, 1 implies new value equal to old value is 1 minus. Now come back. Key corresponding column value for 1 is 8. Key corresponding column value for 1 is 8. So 8 into key corresponding row value for this. Key corresponding row value for this 1 is 0 divided by 8. So this becomes 1 minus 0. That becomes 1. 1 minus 0 becomes 1. We get that. So now for particular 0. My new value I am going to find for 0. That becomes old value is 0 minus key corresponding column value is for this 0. Key corresponding column value for this particular, I repeat again, for this particular 0, key corresponding column value is 8. So this becomes 8 into key corresponding row value is 1. Key corresponding row value is 1 divided by 8. So this becomes minus 1. So now similarly I need to go for 120 also. Get that? When I go for 120, look at it. For one particular value 120, new value equal to old value is 120 minus key corresponding column value. Key corresponding column value for 120 is 8 into key corresponding row value is 80. So this becomes 80 divided by 8. This becomes 120 minus 80. This becomes 40. This becomes particularly 40. You get that? So 120 minus 80 will be 44. Now I replace all the new values in particular my iteration 1 table. Look at it. My new value for 10 2. New value for 8 0. Here it's 1. Here it's minus 1. Here I have 40. So obviously the same written as 80. So now almost I have done with the problem. Now I need to come back to the ZZ value. Already I explained you how to find the ZZ using the form summation I equal to 1 to CBI into AIJ. Or else we can have a technique with us 0 into 2, 0 plus 16 into 116, that becomes 16. Is it clear? So now 0 into 0, 0 plus 16 into 1, 16. 0 into 0, 0 into 1, 0 plus 16 into 0, 0. 0 into minus 1 is 0. 16 into 1 by 8, it becomes a 2. Get it? Similarly, I need to go for it also, here also. So 0 into 0, 16 into 18 into find it here. 80 not, because in one side converted, look at it, this was not 80. When I divide it completely by my key value, what will be getting 10 here? So this will be 10 for me. So 16 into 10 will be 160. So 16 into 10 will be 60. How we got 10? We know that. Look at it, completely I changed the complete row here, right? So divided by key value 1, 1, 0, 1 by 8. 80 by 8 is 10. So you should recall it. That's not a 80. So now find Cj minus Zz. How to find Cj minus Zz? 12 minus 16. That becomes minus 4. Yeah, that. 16 minus 16. That becomes 0. 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 2, minus 2. Is it get that? So I can't do anything for this. So what are particularly, now look at it. Almost we have reached the problem. What is my condition for Cj minus Zz? Look at my, for maximization problem, my Cj minus Zz must be less than or equal to 0. So look at it. Look at my Cj minus Zz values. Minus 4, 0, 0, minus 2. That's it. Almost all the values are less than or equal to 0 only. Therefore, here Cj minus Zz less than or equal to 0. Get it? So now, how to write a solution for this? Now consider S1 variable solution is S1 I introduced, it's 0. No need to worry about it. I can't do anything for this. So S1 is 0 for me. So X1, when I go for X1, x1 I don't need to consider x1 here. I need to consider just x2. x2 is, look at what the solution I got here, 10. No x1, so my x1 becomes 0. s1 can be written as 40. Since I written, there was an element in my iteration 1 table, s1 I written s1 value is 40, x2's value is 10. You get that? So now complete solution z. We need, right? Maximize z, maximization of z. Look at it. Maximization of z. Z value is 160. The solution is 164. So how to check this my solution is correct or not? Now go back to your objective function. What I have my objective function? Verification I can do in this particular way. Objective function z maximum, z equal to 12 x1 plus 60 x2 I have. Get that? My solution I got here 160. When I substitute back my x1 and x2 values they back, I need to get back my 160 here. Look at it. Z equal to 112 into, what is my x1? No x1 in the system. So my x1 will be 0 for me. So 0 plus 16. What is my x2 value here? 10. So that becomes 16 into 10. Look at it. My solution again 160 I got back. That means z equal to 160. So verification is done. So what about z value I got in my iteration 1? That's your final answer. And what is the point you got it? 0, 10. My x2 equal to 10, x1 equal to 0 will be the solutions for the particular